Hi everyone, welcome to Off the Path Learning. So some of you may have seen that I had white pine needles on my March foraging list, and if you're new here, or maybe if you didn't know, I'm in the Laurentian area of Quebec, and I'm in a pretty mountainous area, and so the season here is typically behind 1 or 2 weeks from Montreal. So at this time in March, it's still very much winter. We generally have a lot of snow left, and there isn't too much to harvest, but spring is still pushing through and the land is waking up. So it's an exciting time for things like maple sap, alder catkins, and balsam poplar buds. So I had pine needles on my March foraging list, but honestly, I wasn't too sure how I was going to get that done. I actually don't have a wild harvesting spot for eastern white pine or Pinus strobus, but ask and you shall receive. I brought Gator on a walk in town. The city had cut down a few branches, and so I gladly picked one up and went on my way. So there are a lot of wonderful uses for this native tree, and it has a very fascinating history and many traditional uses, including using the inner bark, the resin, the cones and the seeds, and of course the pollen. But in this video, I'll be focusing on the needles, on the leaves. So you can harvest the needles anytime, but March is considered a good time to harvest because the needles still contain their winter sugars. So they are extra delicious and nutritious at this time. They contain the highest level of vitamin C that they're going to contain, and they have a milder flavor than they will in the summer. In the summer, they have a more resinous taste thanks to the terpenes that are contained in the needles. I guess now's a good time to mention that you're not limited to harvesting from only white pine. You could also harvest from other common pines in the area like red pine or jack pine, but white pine is considered the gold standard in terms of both flavor and medicinal properties. So how can you tell them apart? Very easy. So the white pine is the only one that has needles bunched in groups of 5. The other pines will have needles grouped in bunches of 2. So what are the medicinal properties? Well, the needles or the leaves are high in vitamin C, A, and K. To get the most antioxidant properties, it's best to use fresh needles and to enjoy them in a light infusion and not a decoction. Using high heat will destroy your vitamin C, but you could still use dried needles culinarily for their minerals and the flavor. A classic is to make a fermented pine needle soda, or you could do a special treat and infuse salt with the needles to use as a special ingredient while you're cooking. Alright, that's it for now on this plant. I hope I'm able to interact with it more profoundly in the near future. If you interact with this plant, I'd love to hear from you. What's your favorite part of the white pine? Thanks so much for watching. See you on the next one.